Hello, everyone. Hello. Welcome to part 16 of A Weedwife's Remedy. We're going to be talking about Oregon grape root today. It's not an herb I know too much about, and it's not an herb that's in a lot of my herb books. So I did find it in 2 of them. For some like supplemental material. We've got the good old Botany in a Day, which talks about, its plant family and stuff like that. And then this one is Herbal Medicine from the Heart of the Earth, and it's got a little bit on it. But that was kind of it. I was really surprised. And maybe it's just not one that's talked about that often. Maybe it's one of those like lower use botanicals that's for more specific issues, but I don't know too much about it at all, so I'm just guessing here. I hope everyone's doing good today. Hi, Heather. Oh, you're battling a tiny cat. Was it Wilder? I love that name. He's so cute. He is so cute. Oh, yes. Wilder, yeah. Yeah. I think that's great. I think it's perfect for him. So hi, Sonia. How's your internet? Is it better today? I hope it is. I want to show you something that my cat did. Let's see if I can get it to where it might. That looks like a part of a cat, doesn't it? These were high on a counter where usually cats can't get to. I only lost 2, which was good. So still buffering. Oh, I'm sorry. Ugh, I lived in a place that it was like that. It was awful. It's difficult. You need to paw pads, moisturizers. I think so, but you probably don't want to use like bug stuff balm for that with essential oils, which are not good for kitties. So I attacked his paws and tried to make sure that it was off. On the other hand, he gave me an idea that I could like get a stamp and put like stamped shapes into the salves, which would be really cool. Like soap comes in like these molds and are really pretty, but I'm like, hey, what if I don't know. I have to work on that. It has to be like I have to look at Etsy, but I had such a good idea. I get cat hair and everything. Me too. It's really difficult. I just gave up. I'll try our best. If you met me halfway, you could adopt him. Oh, I would love to. Could you part with him, Heather? He's so attached. It looks like he really, really likes you. But also, I don't think we're ready for another cat yet. So, but maybe one day. I'm hoping. Yeah. One day. Oh, I might have to change book club time because Simon is on at the same time, and I don't, I don't want anyone to miss Simon if they want to, but I also want people to come see me as well. So, I don't want that competition, that, not competition, but just that, conflict. I could, because I know you would love him. I understand when you're ready. I mean, I'm ready. but I don't think my other half is ready. So he's just, I think he's still sad. I mean, we're all still sad, but I don't think he's ready. So give it a little more time. You know, and maybe by that time you'll have a cat for us. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I just don't know. I think it's gonna be a while. But yes. So our discussion question. Hold on one second. This is our discussion question. So the title of the chapter is "She Has the Blood of Dragons, Gathering Oregon Grape Root." So I just sort of riffed off of that and thought it'd be fun. Oh, and I forgot to find my cards. I have these garden dragon oracle cards, which are really fun. I forgot to find them. I was going to use them today. Yeah, so I thought this would be fun. So it's what is a dragon to you? What can a dragon symbolize in your life, in society? And what would you want? Would you want a dragon as a pet? Why? Why not? What is your favorite kind of dragon? So there's different kind of dragons I looked up, and there's Chinese dragons. There's like a bunch of different kinds of dragons. So cute garden dragons, yes, cute garden dragons. I'll have to put up the link, but I wanted to show everyone. Oracle, I think that's it. Yes, that's it. It's it says it's this field guide, but yeah. Oh my God, you guys! I'm so sad. I forgot. Maybe it gives me a second. I can. Well, anyway, when it comes time, I will. I'll go run and dig that up. Dove? Sorry, that's the yeah. 1653 USD. They're cute. They're cute. They're all made out of vegetables, or they've got, but they're cute. They're really cute. There's a tea and coffee one. Anyway, I digress. So I heard a bird or something. Oh yeah, was it? I don't know. I can believe it was a dove. Usually we don't get that. When I'm walking down the street and I'm talking to my parents, they always hear the birds. There's a lot of birds around here, so. So that's a discussion question. You guys think about it while we read about this plant. Now, I have not read the section this week. It's been a little cray-cray. Been looking for jobs and stuff like that. So, but if anybody is new here and you want me to talk about how this book club works, because we did have a lot of new joiners to our Facebook group, just let me know. I've sort of gotten away from explaining it every time. But yeah, just let me know here in the chat. And then before I get started, one last thing. So in the Facebook group, I was kicking around this idea of us sort of putting together something kind of cool as a group. And it's sort of like Materia Medica, which is like a book about all the information of the actions of the herbs. And I thought we would like take each plant and anyway, this is sort of what one can look like. I did this in herb school. It can be pretty involved, and it's just typed, you know, it's not anything fancy, and you know, as a reference. And I thought it's going to be a long-term, at the end everybody could sort of have a book, and it could have pictures, it could have drawings if someone wanted to draw the herb, and I was trying to think about ways that maybe it wouldn't be stressful. This is sort of what I started. I kind of want to fix it. It's a little, you know, and I would have to like make room for the information. I kind of like this one a little better. So get little boxes for all the information, quote from the book, and you know, quotes, inspiration, all that stuff. But so I wanted to get everyone's thoughts, and I know that not everyone is here today. So feel free to leave your thoughts in the Facebook group. There's a post. I was just really thinking out loud. If you hate it, that's fine. We don't have to do it. And I was thinking like we could each, like, if somebody was really, we each say we're an herb, like, you know, if someone was really interested in mullein, they could, you know, research it. Like a lot of the information would come from our book, but not all of the information, like cultivation and harvesting and how to grow it, is not really in our book. So yeah, they would go and they would research it and put together like a page, something like, or a couple pages, you know, something like this, and then somehow post it up. I haven't figured that part out. We could all, like, you know, print it out, download it, perhaps maybe a Google Doc, not sure. This is really a cool book. It's called White Lines. And basically there's an app, and you can take a picture with your, it reads these little dots, it reads these little squares at the top of the page, and it takes a picture with your phone, and you can upload it to all kinds of stuff. And these little grids, these little gray boxes go away, and it becomes white. So you can email it, it digitizes it pretty much. It's really cool. This is, I'd like it, but I need to get my shit together. My house is a disaster right now. Yeah, so Heather, it would just be like, you could pick an herb, you know, at the end of the book or something like that. No pressure. You could even just do a drawing. So it doesn't have to be a lot of information. I just thought it would be cool to have like some sort of collaborative effort. There seems to be this maybe wanting for a little, you know, book club's kind of loosey-goosey, and I like that. I'm really busy and crazy too, and fine, you know, I didn't even read our section, which it works anyway. It works if I don't read it, because I'll read it right now. I mean, I try to read it, but that's sort of why I set it up this way. You know, it's very low maintenance, easy breezy. We just sort of, you know, hang out, talk about herbs. But, you know, it seems like maybe people might want something a little more formal, and come away with something. And I thought if we had an herb that had more than one, you know, we read in more than one book, we could combine that page. But anyway, okay, Heather, see you in a minute. So anyway, think about it, and just, you know, some feedback. And if you want to do it, let me know, and what herb you want to do. First, I was bouncing around. We would each do it together, or we would each take, like, I would take some of the information and I would go back and research that, and then other people would take, you know, we'd have like can all collaborate together on the same herb. But I think I like the idea of people just sort of picking one that they're really interested in. You know, folklore. It could just be a lot of stuff. So I thought that was really cool. And yeah, if you have a smartphone, I would like look into this white line thing. It's really cool. They've got all kinds of books with it. You know, so these are squares. They've got dots. They've got smaller books. It's really awesome. The app is a titch bit fiddly, but works really well most of the time. All right, so that's all the business. So has anyone used this plant before? Because I haven't. All right, so we are on page 77, and oh, I meant to look up the pronunciation of the Latin name, but I did not. So this is the Latin name, and it's, yeah, I believe I was being attacked by a hurricane. Oh no! That happens to me like every day, except it's a big white cat. He seems like he has a ton of energy. He's just a fluff ball. Oh. Okay, so here's the and I think it's an SPP. He does, yeah. So that's the Latin name. The, of course, common names are Oregon grape root, and then she has Yerba di sangria. And I actually couldn't find any other common names. The energetics are cold and dry. The taste is bitter, so it's not one of those amazing tasting herbs. The primary actions are a bitter tonic, liver stimulant, antimicrobial. Specific indication, so how you know you would maybe give someone this herb is excessive heat, and stagnation. Sort of like heat, I believe, you know, could be like inflammation. She's going to go into it. I have skimmed it. Parts used: inner stem bark and inner bark root. So I don't know what the difference is. Oh, wait, inner stem. So I'm assuming that, yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure what the difference is between inner stem bark and inner root bark. I know what inner root bark is probably. You take out the outer root and you just use the inside. It's, yeah, a yellow root. So, all right. So think about the discussion question. You don't have to answer all of it. I just thought of a bunch of questions, and you know, so all right. Berries are edible. Oh, okay. Cool. We'll see if she talks about that. Yes. I don't know why she didn't put, maybe you don't use the berries for medicine? So I lied, and here she does have how you harvest. But I don't know if she has it for some of the other ones. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to just read the harvesting bit. So that's page 82. It's right at the end. I collect the roots and stem bark or whole stems whenever the inner bark is bright yellow. Here, what seems to be nearly year-round, but it may vary with location. Berries are harvested when ripe, blue, black, tender, and plump, and preferably young. New leaves New leaves, but they are effective pretty year. This sentence is really strange rewritten. It says, and preferably young new leaves, but they are effective pretty year round. So I'm assuming she harvests the berries and then she's talking about the leaves. Watch out for those prickly leaves. They will tear your hands up. Most have the sense to use gloves, but I do it backhanded. Hear it slowly and carefully. Okay, cool. And this is definitely something I've never seen in real life either. So back to page 77. First of all, quality control. If your Oregon grape root is not yellow and bitter, it's not going to work very well. I have occasionally, when running out of my wild harvested supply, ordered the root from commercial sources of good repute, only to be very disappointed. Repeatedly, it has arrived in the form of pale yellow to cream wood splinters, as is to be expected. It doesn't work worth a damn. Ooh. The root and stem bark I harvest myself from local wild plants. It's a slow grower here, but very widespread in the ponderosa pine forests. It's bright orange yellow in color and strongly bitter. It works extremely well. This is not to say that there is not good stuff floating around the market, just that you need to be on the lookout for certain characteristics that will give you an idea of the validity and efficacy of the medicine. If only it were so easy with all plant matter. Barberines, formerly, okay, so she's saying that, hold on, I'm going to have to do a Google search for this because she's saying that that is not the Latin name. Ay, 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 ay. Oy, oy, oy. Let's see what we can find out. Latin name. Okay. Yeah. So I was wrong. Everybody ignore that. This well, actually, Mountain Rose has a different. Okay, I think there's some. No. Oh. All right. This is really confusing. So when I look up at Wikipedia, so when I look up on Google, it says this is the Latin name. But Mountain Rose gives a different Latin name. It's a botanical name, and then it says synonyms, and it gives the name that I just posted. So I'm not sure. So this is, I'm just gonna put this up too. This is from Mountain Rose Herbs. Yeah, so this is what it says. Which is really confusing. So we're going to be confused on that. Scientific name, okay. Order, classification. Thank you, Heather. So Heather has gone even deeper and give us some other information. Done with the tea already. Oh, is he still meowing? Is your kitty still meowing? I'll have to switch to my water. Darn it. Okay. So some of that information can be on our, our page. So it's also common and abundant or ornamental plant in my area. Usually gather the stems to harvest, the inner bark and leaves for medicine, and fruit for food. So fruit is food. No, that's how you pronounce it. Oh, so that's not the cat. Mahonia. Mahonia. Thank you. Mahonia. Acrofolum. Meow. Oh. All right. How to make a prickly pie. The living plant is nothing short of breathtaking. It can range in stature from a tiny creeping plant among the rocks and pine needles of middle mountain forest, or it can be 6 feet tall in full sunlight depending on the species and locale. In the spring, it bears golden bell-shaped flowers, and in summer and fall, it has small to medium-sized dark blue to black berries. The evergreen leaves are prickly, holly-like, and leathery, with a waxy sheen that sometimes turns purple and scarlet in colder weathers. The bark and roots are satisfyingly smooth textured, with warm brown outer bark and brilliant golden orange inner bark, sometimes bright yellow all the way to the center of the pith. Ooh, it sounds cool. So in one of my books, which usually I get how to cultivate and grow the plant, this is the Organic Medicinal Herb Farmer, which is really good. And it was talking about like how the different parts of a farm, and one was like the shrub layer, and it lists Oregon grape as a part of the shrub layer, but it doesn't tell you how to grow it in it. So I guess it's not commonly grown for commercial, which is, mostly what this covers, but it's really cool, if you want to grow it at home as well. So it's a dramatic plant. It sounds very dramatic, very drama. The berries range in taste from bitter to sour, and then more on the sour side make an excellent border on incredible jam, wine, or pie. Woo! Do be sure to strain the seeds out of whatever you make, though they're very bitter and unpleasant. The jam tastes a bit like elderberry, a bit like wild grapes, but actually wholly like Oregon grapes, which to say wild and earthy and intoxicating. They often stay on the larger bushes for many months in great juicy bunches, making for easy harvested, except for those prickly leaves. That sounds amazing. So you can make like plenty of jam. Narrowing in specific indications. So we're going to talk about what it's used for. And oh yeah. All right. Those are discussion questions, or if you want to talk about anything that has to do with dragons, talk away. Oregon grape has very clear indications. It's simple to figure out when this plant is or not appropriate. I consider it a fundamental herb in my Materia Medica, widely applicable, easily available, and simple to process and use. The predominant indication for Oregon grape root is heat, often accompanied by dampness and perfunction of some kind. So I don't think anyone has experience with Oregon grape who's here right now. Like Heather, have you used it before? I think we might have lost Sonia. She's going in and out. Oh, and Elaine is not feeling good. So she just has she told me she has a dodgy stomach. So that's why she's not here today. But yes. Never used it, yeah. Me neither. And I mean, maybe it's just not common in our area. You know, maybe it's more common in where she is out west. Maybe that's why, like, it's not taught. I hope she feels better. Me too. Yes. She says she just, you know, went out on a long walk, and also her stomach wasn't feeling good. So I think she's just a little grumpy and just needs to rest and like that. We're on page 79. It is an excellent antimicrobial, draws dampness, and stimulates the liver and digestive process. And it's because it's really bitter. I think it's more common in the west and northwest. Yeah, it sounds like it. Which is cool, because like when we were reading Susan Weed, those herbs were really common to like the you know, the East Coast, where me and Heather are, but it's nice to get into some herbs where it's in, you know, more in a desert-like location, other locations, because not everyone lives where we are, and so, you know, also for us to learn about different plants, which is cool. It's cool. And I went, when we went, I took a family trip cross country when I was young, and I remember loving the ponderosa forests. They're really cool. Ponderosa pines are one of my, I remember it's a really big tree, and it was really cool. So, very specifically, it helps in a great big kind of way the metabolism of proteins and lipids, which are fats, I think. For many of us, adrenally burnt out, but still overheated kind of folks who can get nauseated just looking at fish oil, this is a real boon. So it sounds like it does something similar as fish oil. I think for me, this plant would be definitely no, because it's cold, and I've got the reverse issue. I'm usually cold. Constitutionally, the plant who needs Oregon grape root will frequently have dragon breath, gum disease, bloating, chronic flatulence, constipation, or constipation routine with diarrhea, dry skin, a sense of sluggishness and tiredness with little appetite, and often have a red tongue with a white or yellow coating, although sometimes they'll have no coating whatsoever. So they pee too much, and sometimes their pee is dark and bad smelling, and get dizzy upon changing position quickly. They will often have a yellow, dull appearance to their skin in varying degrees. They crave sugar and have some kind of blood sugar liability, and a difficult time digesting fat and protein. And they very often have allergies and tendencies to leaky gut, especially when getting stressed out or eating something the least bit funny or wrong. I was going to say something. Oh yeah, the coating. So that's something in traditional Chinese medicine. They get your tongue, and when I was really unwell with my irritable bowel syndrome, I had this white coating, and you could really notice it on my tongue. It was just really bad. I also had a really bad taste in my mouth too. It's just like, you know, but so that's where she's getting that from. That's where she's pulling that. You know, it helps with diagnosis, and also talk about like constitution, and even this mention of like hot, cold, heat, cold, damp. All those things are from traditional Chinese medicine, and she's combining it into the Western medicine, Western herbal medicine, which is what we do here. I'm probably going to get my cards because we don't have too many people today, and you know, I think that would be fun, and then we'll just continue on next week, because I don't like to just sit and read. So continuing on 79, when it is used as a constitutional tonic. So tonics are like you use them long term. Go get them. I'm just reading them out. Tonics, you use them long term. Like, you know, you take your hawthorn for your heart, you just use that for a long term, and then forget what the other term is, but things you would take for like short terms. There's other things you take for short terms. All right, I'll finish this page and then I'll go get them. I'll go dig them out. When used as a constitutional tonic, when thoroughly indicated, it can work seeming miracles. All of a sudden, 100 desperate symptoms can all be relieved all at once. This, of course, is because all those weird symptoms, bad skin, bad breath, constipation, dizziness, and indigestion, for example, have all a common root. Can anyone guess? What that root is? What body part is not functioning correctly? Okay, it's the liver. A sluggish liver and accompanying weak metabolism and kidney deficiency. I find that Oregon grape root often works best for me in a formula according to specific needs of the individual. For people who are currently experiencing acute hot condition but are generally cold, I will sometimes temper the coldness of Oregon grape with something a bit more warming and somewhat stimulating, like rosemary. Even where there is not a perfect match constitutionally, this herb can be a huge help, especially as part of a sensible, well thought out formula for a metabolic and digestive system. You missed something. What did you miss? Oh. So, I mean, I can see like this herb would go well in a formula. Like, I feel like, because it's probably like too cold for most people. All right, so that's page 79. I'm going to go liver. Yes. Liver and the kidneys. That point where when I go to acupuncture, it always is like yowzers because of my liver. Always my liver. All right. So this is going to be a two-parter, everybody. Let me go see if I can find those cards. Bear with me. Okay. I think they're here. Okay. All right. So they're either in here or they're in here. You can see the first two sides of my personality. Transformers or Hello Kitty. Oh boy. I think they're, no, it's not in this one. Alright, we just have my oregano to dry so I can make oregano. Yay! Found them. So many tarot decks and jokers. All right, so this is the garden dragon. Supportive Tarot has a walkthrough, which is probably the only time I just like snag them up and bought them immediately after or during or whatever. It has a little book, which is really cute. It's like a field guide, you know. It talks about the appearance and habitat, field notes, mythical meanings. It's really cute. These are like the backs. If anyone's just joined us, we are a little bit off topic today. And it's going to pull. I'll show you more. Oh my god. So this is the squash dragon. You know, the asparagus dragon. I really love this one. This is the coffee dragon. That guy. And they all have keywords. This is energy, obviously. There's a peanut butter, and then there's wait. Where did I put it? I'll never find it. There's a jelly one too. There's a grape jelly one. Oh, I found it. But first, this is the garlic dragon, because we talked about garlic. It's little garlics, and it's boundaries. Here's the grape jelly dragon. Let's see. So you've got the peanut butter and the jelly dragon. It's focusing sort of. Peanut butter is companion and jelly is childlike. Now they're all mixed up and backwards. I should pull one for us. Yeah. So they're a lot of fun. There's a banana one. This is the corn one. They get kind of a little wacky, some of them. But yeah, I think it's a good idea to dry your oregano before you make an oil for it. Since you're going to be like ingesting, you definitely don't want like any kind of mold in there or anything. So just make sure your jar is really clean and dry. You know, everything is really clean and dry, Heather. So I need to pull some room. Yeah, we're going to pull. But I may change the time. You know, so if people want to catch Simon's Throwback Thursday, they can. Or if they want to watch me, they can. They don't have to like choose. Oh, I haven't done a walkthrough. There's so many decks I haven't done a walkthrough of on my channel. I have got like 3 videos I want to do on two tarot videos and 2 herbal videos. All right. So what should we ask? Okay, just let us know. I don't watch Simon much anymore, though. I know. I know everyone who comes doesn't watch Simon's. But yeah. Oh, I know. But I think like since, and especially as I have more subscribers, the possibility of them might be wanting to watch Simon as well might go up. I don't know. I'll probably leave it here. And I mean, and sometimes there's like 3 lives going on at the same time, so we just do our thing. I'm sorry. Usually I'll probably leave it the same, but I was just thinking out loud. You know. All right. Do we have a question? Should we just, oh boy, pull for the week? I guess. What will help us this week? Maybe. Little dragon friend. There's that kitty. That bad kitty. Yeah, in case you want to watch me, yeah. I mean, I'm. Oh, cuter! What's up? It's been so bad today. What? Kitty? Come on up. Come on up, buddy. Come on. Come on. Get you up here. Come on, I'll pet you. He wants some attention. Yeah. Here he is. Here's your kitty. It's been a while. It's been a while. Yeah. He's a weird guy because he won't sit on a lap. He likes to sit next to you. And his favorite places to get pet are like, hey, in like weird spots. So like it's like, if he would get more pets if he just sort of was like, you know, he hasn't quite figured out how to get more pets. But, all right. What will help us to have a good week? Yes, let's do it because, oh my, there's been so much stuff going on, right? All right. Cut the card now. We have kindness, the raspberry dragon. I think that's really good. Kind to others, kind to yourself. I'm going to read the book, but that's our raspberry dragon. Yeah. Yeah, okay, let's read the book, buddy. He loves getting petted, right, dear? Oh, my God. All right, so I think they're in alphabetical order. Yes. And if I can remember my alphabet. There's a mushroom dragon, a pea by peach. C-G-H-I-J-K, radish, which is fun. Raspberry, Draco rubeus. That's its like Latin name. So kindness is the key word. Appearance. The rough upper skin is accentuated by individual spires, which provide a gel-like protection for this quiet beast. The wings provide excellent camouflage in the soft green intermingling with the darker to mimic the bushes where it hides. With those purple feet, this garden beast is known for the way it can snatch berries on the wing. The triple berry tail is only seen in breeding adults. Otherwise, two will drop off, leaving only one. The triple berry tail. Ooh, that's kind of sexy, guys. Okay. Habitat. The raspberry dragon prefers thickets where thorns are as prevalent as flowers. So this is very This is very appropriate because our Oregon grape has thorns too. Only the extremities of heat and cold are stunned by the raspberry dragon. You will find this reptile everywhere else there is adequate sun and moisture. In fact, this is one of the garden denizens who can be quite a problem, as they can be very hardy breeders. Field notes. Mythical meanings. Sweet and gentle, this dragon carries a message of kindness. There are those in your world who need your special breed of friendship. Aww. They may seem thorny, but if you're patient, they will yield. Don't force the issue at this time. Smile sweetly as you deliver your message, then back away. Some things take time to root and bear fruit. The raspberry dragon reminds you that the soft approach is the best one at this time. Don't forget to be gentle with yourself as well. Yeah, so that's the raspberry dragon. I think that's really appropriate for all the craziness that's going on. Dean, you're not leaving me much chair, buddy. He's got most of the chair. Gentle kindness, yes. Right, right. Gentle kindness, buddy. Going through a hard time? Hopefully not. We want some love, though. Yeah, gotta take care of ourselves and others. And we often forget that, like, I don't know, our world seems to value, like, the hard-hitting, you know, I don't know, doesn't value gentleness as much as it should. And I think that, you know, I mean, gentleness and kindness is not weakness, but it sometimes we get the message that it is. So, hello, Tamara? Did I get that from Tamara? Hello. How are you? I hope I pronounced your name. Welcome. Go be productive. Yes. Go be, yes, right. And sometimes, you know, you want to relax. We are having a really, is this your first time at book club? Let me know and I'll explain how it goes, how we normally do it, and then I'll tell you Tamatha. Got it. Hopefully I'll remember that next time. Yeah, if I don't, remind me. I should write it down. So yes. Is this your first time? We are having a very, and let me say that we are having a very unusual book club. Kind of different than normal. We don't have so many people, and this is my first time at book club. Cool, awesome. Well, welcome. We are reading this book here, A Weedwife's Remedy. And what normally happens is that so you don't have to get the book, but recommend if you're like really interested and you to get the book, because you know, you can highlight and all kinds of stuff and follow along, and it's basically like we read like a chapter or a section a week, but you don't have to read it before you get to book club, because what we do is I read it and then we go over and we discuss it together. So it's very like loosey-goosey, and you know, so if you're very busy, you can still participate. You can just show up and hang out, and we kind of go off topic sometimes, but that's how we roll. So we have a Facebook group as well, if you want to follow along there. But yeah, we were sort of just the topic today. Well, the heading of our herb today is Oregon grape root, and then so our chapter is called "She Has the Blood of Dragons." So we just sort of went off topic. Thank you, Heather. That's the book club, and we were talking about dragons, and then I was showing Heather and everyone these garden dragon oracle cards, and we pulled one and we got kindness. So that's sort of where we're at. And I was kind of winding down, but let's see, it's 4 p.m. We could keep going. So have you ever used Oregon grape root? I know it's not common. It doesn't grow in my area, so I have not. Yeah. And then we have some discussion questions, which has to do with dragons. What is a dragon to you? What can a dragon symbolize? in your life or in society? What would you want a dragon as a pet? I definitely would. Why or why not? And then what is your favorite kind of dragon? So I would definitely, you have not used that. Okay. I didn't find it very common. I mean, I was looking at all my books and I didn't find too much information. Actually, and I also have ADD, so sometimes, you know, it's a little random. Oh, you're in North Carolina. Cool. No, I am also in North Carolina. So that's my cat. That's my cat. And Heather is in Tennessee. So this book here is called the Botany in a Day book, which is very helpful to learn something very complicated as botany. Makes it a lot easier. And then I found our friend. It's in the Barbiaceae or the barberry family in this book on page 55. So let's see, go focus. It's in the middle here. Let's see this. No, it's not focusing. That sucks. Okay, well, it's in the middle. Marge, welcome. Hello. Cool. How are you? Okay, so I'm going to read some of this. This is sort of how, now it's a shrub, how maybe you would identify the plant. If you find an evergreen dicot plant, I'm not sure what a dicot is for sure. Holly-like leaves, and flower parts in the multitude of 3, then it is likely a member of the barberry family. The small yellow flowers are clustered together in ramises and mature into purplish sour berries. The member of this family may have 2 to 3 small bracelets. Oh my gosh, I can't read it because it's, okay, hold on. Oh no, I'm sorry, Leanne. Hello, Raven. Hi, everyone's here now. Woohoo, welcome everybody. All right, so I'm not going to read it because it's got a lot of terms that I'm not familiar with, because I have not read this part of the book. So I apologize. I will have to fix that. But anyway, this is what it looks like so we can all sort of see. And we now know it is in the barberry or the Barbiaceae family. And then, yeah, cool. Well, everyone's here, so we'll just continue for a little bit. Has anyone who's just joined us ever used Oregon grape root? And we're going to continue on page, 80 of the book. And also, we have some questions about, we're talking about dragons as well, since the title is She Has the Blood of Dragons on our book today. That's the title of the section. So I thought it'd be really fun. Not you? Okay. Yeah. Oregon grapefruit? No. Oregon grapefruit. Oregon grapefruit. yeah, so we've got, the question is, so yeah, I mean, you don't have to answer all these, but these are some of the questions I thought would be fun. Oh. So Mahonina, which is the Latin name for this plant. Oh, Samantha? Samantha. I am wearing a bracelet with amethyst, blue lace, agate, rose quartz, and lapis lazuli. Ooh, nice. And I've tried to get some caffeine in me. It just helped a little. Hope you're feeling better soon. Aw, that's awesome. That sounds beautiful. I've got my citrine here for digestion. And I've got my black tourmaline for some grounding. And then this one I can't remember, and it's good for like communication and stuff like that. And I have the ADD, and I'm like bing, 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 sometimes. So I am holding on to those today because it's been crazy lately. So that sounds beautiful. Yeah, Leanne, I'm sorry you have a headache, and I hope you feel better as well. Those can be really, really difficult to deal with. So the Oregon grape is one of our best and most broadly applicable local, not systematic, antimicrobials. So that means it works like topically, I guess, like not your whole body, but in a specific area. And it can be very useful in conjunction with antibiotics due to its efflux pump inhibitory action. I don't know what that is. I include it in a great many formulas, and sometimes it's a simple, and a simple is when you just use one herb instead of a formula, which uses many herbs for toothaches and gut infections, including food poisoning. It's especially effective when there is high heat, possible purulent discharges, and other symptoms of dampness. It is not nearly as effective in cases of long-standing cold in nature, non-healing wounds, in my experience. In those cases, you need something warming and possibly toning like Euromancia, but there is clearly indicated if it works phenomenally well and it's very dependable. When there is lymphatic congestion and damp infection, I tend to include alder as well. Oregon grape is not a newcomer on the scene and has been recognized as an effective antimicrobial for quite some time from Dr. John Skolder in 1883. Woo! I'm going to have to write down how you pronounce your name because I am going to forget all the time. Samantha. Am I still getting that right? Oh my gosh, I'm terrible. I feel a dragon symbolizes creativity for me. I believe dragons can connect with all elements and energies. Although personally, I connect with my fire mostly. I love dragons, but would not want one as a pet. My hubby with them. Oh, awesome. Oh, you downloaded the tincture worksheet. Awesome, Marge. My mind was blown with that. With the tincture worksheet? Marge, I'm working on that video, okay? It's just taken me a while. I'm doing a video on the how to do a weight to volume tincture. It's going to take a minute. I'm also looking for jobs right now since I'm out of work. I did half of it, and I have to do the other half. So, yes, what I want to tell you, I am working on it. Heather would like a small dragon. A Weedwife's remedy is the big herbal book. No, it's this one here. It's this one here. And it's quite small actually. And it's a real easy read. Really, there's tiny small sections, very accessible. You know, and she does talk a lot. She's located in the south in New Mexico, so some of the herbs that she speaks about are not, like I said, well, because you're in North Carolina too, not in our area, but that's okay. Most of the ones are good. Most of the ones grow in our area as well, and then she sort of intermixes it with like other subjects, because we were talking about apothecaries. If you go back and watch some of the previous book clubs videos, we were talking about apothecary. We were talking about her origins, how she came to live in this area, because originally she's from Appalachia. Where would I find the tincture works? The tincture worksheet is on the Facebook group, thank you, which Heather has just put up. And it's a weight to volume one. And I'm not really good at math. That one so the weight to volume involves math and sort of formulas, and it's very specific. It's really good if you want to repeat exactly what you did when you made your tincture. And then there's the other way, it's called the Wise Woman way, the folk method, where you just like put a couple handfuls or as much herb as you want in your jar and cover it with like alcohol, and some water. So but it's hard to repeat that. But since the math is so, the other one is very tricky, or more tricky, so I put up a worksheet which I sort of fixed. I changed, because when I was in oh, I lost the page for that. All right. When I was in herb school, I had a hard time with the one that my teacher presented. So I sort of was trying to make it more clear. Yeah. So, and also I'm doing a video because I think it needs some more explanation. You aren't at the grocery store anymore. No, Marge, I took another job. I took a full-time job, and then I was only there like a month and a little bit, and then the pandemic hit and I got laid off, first temporarily and now permanently. And then I just decided that I was going to try to find another part-time job and then go back to school. So I'm going back to college, and you know, because I'm tired of working jobs that don't pay a lot, that I don't like, or that like I just want to do something better. I don't know. I want to feel like I want to wake up in a bed and I'm going to be like, yes, I love what I do. I feel like I'm contributing to the world. I mean, past, you know, just groceries and stuff like that. Yeah. So, that's yeah. No, it's the botanical book. What's the big book? Oh, the big book. Yeah, sorry. The big book is Botany in a Day. I can put up a link to that, guys. Botany in a Day. This is going to have a different cover, because this is a oh, I might not be able to. This is a newer one. Yes, one in a day. Ugh, hold on. Hold on. Sometimes like the links from Amazon are like so long. I'm just like, why? Why? Okay, that's better. And then this is the 6th edition. Ooh. Oh, Heather got it. Thank you, Heather. Heather is faster than I am. Okay. What is that? Got cool. Thank you. Oh my gosh, we've had so much scroll that I thank you for the highlighting. Yes. Right. So that, yeah. So my life is just so in a different place. But yeah. And yeah, I think it's a good thing. Although trying to find a new job is really been stressful. I am on unemployment, but we don't know if that's going to be extended. So I'm out there looking. Anyway, it only took me 20 years to go back to college. All right, so this is a quote from Dr. John Skolder, who I have no idea who he is, in 1883. And at some point in this country, all of the medicines were pretty much herbal, so all the doctors were using herbal medicine. So this is his quote: "It is both a blood maker and a blood cleanser, as there is no known remedy so virulent to microorganisms of nearly all varieties as healthy blood serum, barbarous, becomes indirectly, if not directly, a microcide." Cool. I think it sounds like a very, very powerful herbal. Thomas Avery Guerin, herbalist and traditional Chinese medicine practitioners, also notes that it is useful for cases of heat from either excess or deficiency, and it finds it especially appropriate for deficiency heat. Oregon grape leaf is a underused but effective treatment for psoriasis. The powdered root also makes a fine dusting powder for all kinds of wounds and infections with heat. That's cool. And this is from Michael Moore in Medicinal Plants of the Mountain West. That sounds like a good one. And he's an herbalist. I don't think I have any of his books, though. But he is an herbalist. The salve tea or diluted tincture is often of value in treating psoriasis topically along with internal use. Now, when I was working at the grocery store, I had a lot of people ask me about psoriasis and eczema. And so if you have it, I would definitely look more into Oregon grape. And it's real tricky. I mean, what I know about it, it's just really hard to treat because there's like a diet component. Nobody really knows why these things happen. So could be some stress going on in there. It's an antioxidant against rancid lipids, rancid fats, and may help in slowing down or loosening the metabolic stress from lipids-free radicals, often implicated in chronic autoimmune and allergic inflammation. Further, new research has shown that both barberry and Oregon grape diminish the drug resistance of many new strains of this is a Streptococcus. Oh gosh, this is a microbe. I think this is the one that, oh my gosh, I'm just going to put it down. So that's the microbe he's talking about. So she chimes in, don't miss that last bit there. It's important. I have not seen the results of this particular application, but it is certainly worth keeping in mind. I often combine Oregon grape root with adder and mugwort leaf in all of my favorite all-purpose salves. It also combines well with Loria. Yeah, what is that? What is it? Sometimes, let's look at this one. Not familiar with this plant. Okay, this is the plant. I think this is another one. I'll put up the Wikipedia on it. So it's like another one that grows in the kind of the desert area. It's a flowering plant in the callitrope family. Contains 5 species of evergreen shrubs that are native to North America. Let's see if that's it, really. Oh, one of the more noticeable species. Okay, so it's of the southwestern United States and northwestern Mexico. So it does not. It's a flowering. No, that's what I'm just reading. Da 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 da. This is what it's also called. Also called this here. It's also called that. And then this is from ethnobotanist.com. Who knows if it'll load up. It's extremely tough and drought-resistant plant. I'm not sure if this is the one she's talking about because she doesn't have the full Latin name up, but I will go, if you guys wanted to look this up, here is some information on it. So I'm not sure if it's because she just has the first bit. All right. Preparation and dosage. So how, if we were gonna use this plant, the bark/root tastes unpleasant to most palates, intense bitter mostly, and I prefer to use a tincture diluted in water and sipped slowly for most applications. However, the decoction may be more appropriate in cases where there is a serious systematic infection in order to more fully saturate the body with its medicine. I make a standard tincture of fresh bark. So here is the weight to volume method that we're talking about. It's a 1:2 and 95% alcohol. Or freshly dried bark, a 1:5 ratio and 50% alcohol. with a dosage ranging from just a couple of drops to half a drop or full, depending on situation. So that's not a lot at all. So a lot of you know, as some of you may know, a lot of times you're taking like 2 or 3 dropperfuls or something. So I think that's would be called probably like a low dose botanical, where you wouldn't use a lot of it. Used as a constitutional tonic, smaller amounts will be required, whereas as an antimicrobial will require significantly larger doses in most cases. Doses of decoction is especially valuable, although I tend to start with a couple of sips to quarter cup doses in average size adults. Salve is standard preparation. I make either with olive oil, beeswax, or with lard. I prefer to use dried instead of fresh leaves. From my understanding, the dried leaves are most easily extracted into a strong medicine than the fresh. I wonder what you use the salve for, though, because like it doesn't say. Because you wouldn't want to put a salve in the wound. Oh, maybe the psoriasis. You know. So, all right, we are almost done, and then I do have to wrap up at 4:30. So I'm gonna race through cautions and contraindications. There you go. Yeah. Well, I gotta go out and run. So, most types of hepatitis, people with a red face and high blood pressure who don't pee enough. These are dandelion or burdock people, and they don't need Oregon grape root. It'll just piss off their livers, which is, when I read that, I thought it was great. So do not take this if you have hepatitis or high blood pressure or red in the face. And then Oregon grape root affects liver metabolism of many pharmaceuticals. In most cases should be avoided while on meds to avoid possible dangerous interactions. So if you're taking, oh, Wilder and I need a nap. Yeah, so cute. I can just picture you guys. That's adorable. So yeah, do not take it if you're on pharmaceuticals. Also, exercise caution using this herb for long periods of time in people who are cold and weak. Remember, this is an herb for heat. This also applies to people experiencing heat from deficiency. Be gentle and vigilant, and it's usually best used in balancing formula in these cases. So I think that this is kind of not like an herb like your dandelion, where it's very, very safe. I think like don't use this one unless you know you've studied it, you know what you're doing, or you know, yes. So, but do make jam or jelly from the berries. That sounds great. Once you've properly ID'd it, of course. So, yeah, I think this is one of your ones where you're just want to get some good advice, you know, on using it or not. And then I read the harvesting earlier, so I'm not going to read it again. But yeah, so that's it for Oregon grape. So next week we are going to read Sweet Nectar Healing with Honeysuckle Flower Infused Honey, which sounds really yummy. It is very short. It's like literally 3 pages. So, oh, goodbye. Got to go to my little one needs cuddles. Oh, well, thank you for joining us. Welcome. Yeah. Have a good day. Okay, yeah, so next week is going to be very short. So I'm not sure. We either have a very short, yes. It was really nice to meet you. Tamatha. Oh my god, I'm probably butchering that still. All right. Scare everybody off. I can't pronounce their names. Yeah, I don't know, but we'll figure it out. It might be a short one, unless we have a ton to talk about with honeysuckle. I'm glad honeysuckle is in here because it's not in a lot of books. So, all right, before I go on too long, like normal, thank you again, guys. You know, hit the thumbs up button if you haven't already. I appreciate it. Appreciate everyone coming. Appreciate Heather. Woo, yay. And everyone who joined us today. So, you know, I can't do this without you guys. So, all right. Oh, and if you're interested in doing a plant, let me know. You know, yeah. I'll have to list what plants they are available. I love you too, Heather. You guys, you and Wilder have a good nap. I'm gonna go out. It's gonna be hot. I know. Bye. Bye.